Can we help you guys with something?
No, we're fine. Why? What's wrong?
Just wondering what you're doing in front of our house, videotaping.
This is a documentary about haunted houses. This is on one of the haunted house lists in Montpelier, Vermont.
Alright.
As a matter of fact, we were just looking right there at that big thing of ice that's very strangely hanging over the roof. Very unusual.
Okay.
Have you experienced any type of psychic phenomenon or
Besides you guys sitting out in front of our house,
Yeah.
no, not really.
Yeah.
no extraterrestrial activity or?
Nah, not at all. And I mean, like, no offense, but like, I don't want to be on tape. So if you can put that down, that'd be
Okay.
awesome.
I'll cut that part out, so it'll be like I have permission.
At KFC, we've got chicken breeding down to a science. Try one of our new Quadro chickens. That's right, 4 legs, 4 breasts, and 4 wings on one chicken. And with gene splicing, it's as easy as pie. Come on down and try it. KFC, genetically delicious.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report. CBNN/MAC-DCBCN cameraman Chris Sands has been tracking a Sasquatch and has led him to Hubbard Park. We go there now live. Why are you coming out now? You have been reclusive for so long.
It just so happened somebody took a shot at me down there in Texas. Shot my dog. That's what he shot. Wayne Dyer.
Wayne Dyer? I think you mean Rick Dyer. Can we get a picture of Rick Dyer?
I see. Rick Dyer.
Have you been finding enough to eat in Hubbard Park?
I've been dumpster diving. Been a vegetarian for years. Before that, I was a vegan, strict vegan. Nuts, berries. Smell McDonald's, Burger Kings, Taco Bells, Pizza Huts, wafted through the air for miles.
Now, how have you evaded us for so long?
You guys are dumb. No match for us in the woods. I could turn myself into a tree trunk in less than 2 seconds. A hunter stumbled across me, startled me just a couple weeks ago. I looked him dead in the eye and convinced him I was an owl. Ooh. You're slow.
Were you at all involved in the Melba Ketchum project?
Melba Ketchum. She's just looking for attention.
So will we be seeing more of you, or are you going back into hiding?
I'm tired of hiding. Tired of hiding. Well, I still like hiding.
Thank you, Chris Sands. We return now to your regular scheduled programming.
At KFC, Dr. Sanders has a prescription for you. You see, we pump our chickens so full of antibiotics, the last thing you'll ever need is penicillin. If you got a virus, come on down and try it. KFC, the doctor is in.
And now, local and international news on CBNN&MAC-DCBCN, the Mega Network, with Ted Gunderson, Janet Wetmeyer, and the weather with Al Brunt. The Mega Network, CBNN&MAC-DCBCN.
Good evening. Our top story tonight. Could a serial rapist be hiding in the back seat of your car? But first, a French Olympic athlete may have a distinct advantage over her competitors. Janet?
Ted?
Janet?
Ted?
Janet?
Ted?
Janet?
Ted?
For the second time, Vermont Senator Patrick Leahy makes an appearance in Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy of Batman films, this time in The Dark Knight Rises. And with the movie's high-profile exposure and positive reviews, Leahy's popularity has jumped. Leahy claims he is an avid Batman fan, and appearing in these films fulfills a lifelong dream. This is a lukewarm strategy for Leahy, considering most Democrats also like Batman, while Republicans usually lean towards Bill O'Reilly. Still, some critics claim that appearing in these violent movies is bad for his image. Not for the violence, but because the camera adds 15 to 20 pounds. Now other politicians and political commentators are looking to repeat Leahy's successful crossover. Rush Limbaugh is trying out for the next role as the Human Torch, stating that he can relate to everything he touches turning to fire. Michelle Bachmann expressed her interest in appearing in a Wonder Woman movie, but only if the heroine dressed more conservatively and got rid of her signature lasso of truth. According to Bachmann, the truth is almost always biased toward the liberal left. Leahy's new acting stint also makes him a triple threat: a politician, actor, and mashed potato enthusiast. The first triple threat in office since Ronald Reagan, a well-known fanatic of jelly beans and monkey bread. And that brings us to our Olympic recap.
Camille Muffat's webbed feet did not come into question until capturing the gold for France in the women's 400-meter freestyle event. The race was supposed to be a duel between the defending champion Rebecca Adlington of Britain and Federica Pellegrini of Italy, the world record holder. Instead, Muffat led from start to finish on Sunday and edged out Alison Schmidt of the United States to set an Olympic record. Adlington finished third for Britain, while Pellegrini came in fifth, then announced she would take a year off to reconsider her future as a swimmer, saying, "Maybe by next year, I can grow webbed feet." Doctors say webbed feet is an uncommon occurrence but does not necessarily disqualify Muffat from the race. It depends on how the webbing came about, said Jared Kingsley, PhD and closet foot worshipper. If it was genetically manipulated, it would be grounds for disqualification. Muffat's trainer did not confirm or deny that the swimmer has webbed feet, saying, "I've never noticed, but if she does, she was certainly born with them." Spokesmen for Adlington and Pellegrini say they are investigating whether the feet are authentic or were developed using an illegal gene splicing method developed by the infamous Beijing geneticist Foot Long Dong. Ted?
Foot Long Dong, eh? Would you happen to have his phone number?
No, but we are friends on Facebook.
Perhaps I'll have to give him a poke. Michael Phelps has been accused of genetic enhancements. Scientists in London have leveled the charges, saying blood tests and examinations standard to the IOC were conducted on the athlete before competition, and have revealed that Phelps has mammalian genes deviating from normal human genes. In other words, he's part dolphin. Here we see the similarities in form, style, and grace. Look at that torso, the flipper feet. I swear I can almost see the blowhole. There are speculations about what percentage of dolphin Phelps is made up of. Some say 3%, and others are going as high as 12%. But what would Michael Phelps look like if he were 100% dolphin? He'd look just like a regular dolphin. That's it. He's just a regular dolphin. Officials are requesting Phelps to submit to further analysis and have yet to receive a reply. We are currently trying to reach Phelps for comment. If these accusations are true, then the world of swimming, indeed the world itself, has been changed erratically and forever. That man can morph into mammal, even fly like an eagle. The ramifications could scatter beyond comprehension. Personally, Janet, I've always thought of you as part cougar.
Or a black widow spider. Top-ranking officials on the International Olympic Committee and organizers for the 2012 Olympic Games have stated that athletes are being victimized by genetic espionage. Spokesmen say that a secret elitist organization is trying to speed up the evolution of the human race by stealing and combining DNA in test tubes. A spokesman for the IOC stated that most of the genes have been stolen from Olympic gold winners. There were a few silver winners, but as of yet, no bronze. So we're keeping a close eye on the gold winners. Athletes have reported the theft of items such as hairbrushes, Q-tips, toothpicks, and anal beads, but currently there are no leads. Boris Johnson, a great porn star name, and the current mayor of London, stated that genetic espionage is a real and present danger to Olympic athletes, and those who are willing to fill out the right paperwork, and those who won't be too inconvenienced to request the paperwork to begin with, which takes 3 days to process, those people will eventually be afforded the best public defense that an overvalued, outdated monarchy can buy. In a recent press release, the IOC stated that offspring of 2 Olympic athletes would be eligible for exclusive privileges, including special schooling and physical training. Not that they are trying to encourage the birth of super babies, but that they stand ready to help in an official capacity if and when it hopefully happens. Ted?
Animal rights activists are leveling charges against Mitt Romney's horse trainer after alleged drug use at the 2012 Olympics. Rafalka's trainer has denied administering drugs to the Olympic hopeful, but witnesses report seeing the equestrian smoking a marijuana cigarette outside behind a fence. Mrs. Romney denied having any knowledge of Rafalka's drug history, but refuses to comment on a recent photo we have obtained from a reliable source. We understand that some people will find this image disturbing. Rafalka is barely 2 years old here. Rafalka's trainer admitted the horse had smoked cigarettes in his youth, when he was just a colt, and therefore suggests the joint in the photo is merely a self-rolled cigarette. Critics from the animal rights group PETA have insisted that it is impossible for a horse to roll a cigarette, no matter how talented Rafalka may be. He must have had human assistance, said Lisa Jamberg, PETA spokeswoman and part-time horse trainer. I admit there is a cleft in the hoof that can hold a joint, but there is no physically possible way to roll one. Another photo reveals one of Rafalka's handlers apparently injecting the horse with a syringe, although there is no way of confirming if the syringe contained vitamins, steroids, or something to appease a long-standing addiction. Insiders to the world of dressage, speaking under condition of anonymity, have pointed to Rafalka's past associations, and suggest that any drug use could be attributed to his early years, when he was hanging out with rogue horses, wild horses, broncos, and other drifters. One source suggested that it was Rafalka's uncle, Thunderbuns, who introduced the champion to drugs in 2006. A spokesman for Thunderbuns has categorically denied the allegation, and suggests Rafalka's drug use is more likely linked to Ann Romney's obsession with dressing the poor horse in hats. Nonetheless, a unit of police horses has been assigned to cover Rafalka for the duration of the games. Some officers are even going undercover disguised as ardent dressage fans. When pressed for comment, President Obama said, "We never played with horses, we played with basketballs. It would be nearly impossible to get a horse through a basketball hoop, even if that horse was willing. In regards to juicing, I can't say whether Rafalka is using drugs or not, but I know a little something about cigarettes. They're hard to quit, and I think that Mr. Romney should get his horse some help. I don't want to project, but if Rafalka is a Democrat, maybe dancing for a Republican is at the root of this issue. Janet?
Snoop Dogg, the father, rapper, and convicted felon, recently embarked on a trip to Jamaica. Not surprising, since going to Jamaica for Snoop Dogg is like Bill Clinton going to the Playboy Mansion or Snooki going to a tanning salon. Nonetheless, Snoop Dogg got so high in Jamaica that he reported landing on Mars before NASA's Curiosity space rover. There, on the Red Planet, he reportedly saw a lion in the constellations and decided to change his name to Snoop Lion. The change came from what the rapper called a spiritual awakening, to show people he has transformed from a gangster rapper to a peaceful reggae artist. Why he equates lions with peace is not yet understood, but insiders believe that smoking marijuana has something to do with it. "But I ain't gonna sing about drugs no more, you dig?" said Snoop, as he sucked on what appeared to be a giant flaming tampon. This, many people believe, is what killed his last 3 brain cells. According to doctors, only Willie Nelson has fewer brain cells than the former dog, with an estimated -41 brain cells. Snoop also claims to be Bob Marley reincarnated, which echoes an earlier claim by Lil Jon, who insisted he was Sammy Davis Jr. In a related story, Jay-Z has come forward and revealed that he is actually Joni Mitchell. Snoop is also not the first rapper to equate his name with an animal. Back in the early 1990s, Tupac Shakur was almost the mascot for Fruit Loops cereal with the title Toucan Shakur. Following in Snoop's footsteps, Busta Rhymes is considering changing his name to Norwegian Sea Turtle as a way to show people he is transformed from gangster rapper to peaceful breaststroke swimmer. A spokesman from the Olympics has informed us that the Norwegian sea turtle has yet to meet the qualifying time standards. Snoop Lion has stated that he has no intention of attending Busta Rhymes' next qualifying swim. Since the time of his awakening, he has become terrified of going anywhere near the water.
And that concludes the news portion of our program. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors. And remember out there, take her easy. And if she's easy, take her twice.
The iPod. Smooth, elegant, sensitive, intelligent. The iPod is a revolutionary digital tampon designed for the modern-day woman on the move. Inside the wrapping, a digital pen monitors every aspect of your menstrual cycle, including time of the month, flow volume, and remaining absorption capacity.
So good.
I have to change my iPod. But the iPod doesn't stop there. It also tells you when you're ovulating, having a female issue, or are simply ready for sex. Send your partner a text when it's safe to call. Stop by the house, or stay the hell away. When it's time to party, set the iPod to vibrate, intermittent vibrate, or ultra vibrate.
Text me. Text me again.
Link the iPod to your Twitter or Facebook account to let your friends and family know when it's safe to talk to you again.
I just love to Twitter.
Pregnant? Congratulations! The revolutionary iPod can monitor your baby's progress, take instant sonograms, and post them on Picasa, or send them to your printer.
The iPod told me I was pregnant.
iPod.
iPod. iPod.
Slip into the pond. The iPod.
Welcome back. I'm Ted Gunderson with breaking news. It seems that someone has stolen my jacket. I feel so cold. I don't know if I can Snap out of it, Ted. You can do this. You're a man. You're a journalist. You'll read the news to the people tonight. Julian Assange has released a statement. This is getting really uncomfortable.
A cow was reported standing in the middle of East Montpelier Road.
And in a recent poll, 100% of Americans hate the way they sound on the phone.
A naked man called collect from a telephone booth today. The woman receiving the call reversed the charges.
And on Liberty Street, a young man bought a gun and shot himself in the foot last night. Police have since confiscated the weapon. The man's foot could not be reached for comment.
Disturbing news from the state capitol building. Gold is disappearing from the dome. We go now to Antenna Wilde, reporting live from the Statehouse lawn.
Investigators are calling it roof panning, the systematic removal of gold from the state capitol building, or Golden Dome as most locals call it. Since 2007, more and more scrape marks have been noticed on the backside of the dome, and officials estimate that over 2 ounces of gold have been removed so far. Earlier I spoke with the state curator, David Schütz. So David Schütz, why gold?
Gold domes became popular a little over 100 years ago in the 1890s. Many domes, such as ours, were not gilded at the beginning. And yet, in the 1890s, gold leaf applied to domes became something of a fashion. It's 23.75 carat gold leaf, which is as pure as gold can be. So it is pure gold.
Are other domes, gold domes, the same amount of carats, or are they 14 carat? Was this a competitive thing?
That's fairly standard for gold leaf, I believe. Okay. Yes.
The top notch.
Yeah. We're in need of regilding again. We have leaks in the dome that are constantly needing attention.
Legislative leaks?
No. The kind that threaten the structure.
And the price of gold has risen considerably since 1976.
Yeah, it's not the best time to be thinking about this, but we're now seeing signs down below. We've long seen signs up above that the gold leaf is wearing away, but you can now see it from down below. One of my docents actually developed a visual aid to let us appreciate how much gold actually is on the dome. And it all came down to a brick about this big. So it's not all that much.
So if you took a heat gun to the dome and melted it all down,
it would be compressed to a brick about this size.
Maybe a pound, 2 pounds?
Yeah, something like that. Still, but no more than that.
Several $1,000s.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Now, you say the front doors were painted to look like mahogany on the inside and brass on the outside, but in fact, they were really made of pine.
That's right.
Is that so they could spend more money on the gold?
No. All of the doors, in fact, are made of pine, and they're painted to look as though they're a more expensive, exotic wood like.
Now, taxpayers ultimately paid for the gold.
Right.
So why can't they scrape a little off?
You mean?
If it is a Vermont state resident and they are taxpayers, they paid for the gold, could they scrape a little off?
No.
What would the charges be for?
Well, the taxpayers own the building as a whole, all of them, not individuals. So clearly what is up there is in fact going to be recycled. You don't throw away gold leaf that is already on the dome. In other words,
You wouldn't just cover over the existing.
no.
You would take it off first.
All of it comes off. Now, all of that gold can easily be reclaimed and used again. And in fact, it may be that a certain amount of the gold that goes back on the dome will in fact be the very gold that we reclaim from it.
Where would the rest of the gold go? If it wasn't, well, if you melted the gold off, some of it might be used, some of it may not. I mean, who's got their hands on this gold?
Well, it belongs to the state of Vermont.
Okay.
And thus it would be
Contractors would have to.
it would be part of the total package of what this whole project ends up costing. That's correct. Exactly.
Would there be any extra security involved after the melting of the gold off the dome?
Well, it's not going to be melted, first of all. You don't melt.
I thought it was heat guns.
No. It'll come off, but I don't believe they use heat to do that.
They scrape it off or something.
Right. It'll come off in a careful way, and then.
Who will watch the gold once they compile the gold and they scrape the gold off? They put it aside. It's a small amount, so
only this much.
Easier to put in your pocket.
Yes.
So I'm just wondering if there's going to be more security keeping an eye on the gold that is scraped off. Is this the Sergeant at Arms department?
The contractor that would be involved is bonded and
gold bonded.
There will be ways of making sure that, yes, nobody goes off with any gold.
Okay, good. Is there a gold leaf black market in Montpelier?
Not that I'm aware of, but I would not necessarily know things like that.
So you deny that?
I don't deny it. I just don't. I wouldn't be in a position to know.
Have you noticed any legislators with sparkling clothes lately?
No, not particularly.
Just checking.
They tend to dress rather conservatively for the most part.
David Schütz, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Okay. Governor Shumlin has called for action, but with high unemployment and a sluggish economy, the lure of gold may prove all too tempting. This is Antenna Wilde reporting for CNN, S&M-MAC-DCBCN, the Mega Network.
NASA Mars rover Curiosity has reportedly found dirt. Sources close to engineers and scientists working on the project say they have not only found dirt, but also rocks, pebbles, and stones. The rover is the most expensive piece of equipment. Hello? Mom, I told you not to call me when I'm broadcasting.
We're rolling.
Put the oven at 450 degrees Fahrenheit. And yes, the oven mitt is right above. Okay, all right. Thank you.
We're rolling.
Goodbye. The rover is the most expensive piece of equipment NASA has built, equipped with sonar, radar, cameras, and sensors, four-wheel drive, and a dual Sirius satellite connection. NASA plans on recouping some of the expenses of the expedition by selling an assortment of pebbles on eBay. A slight controversy arose when it came to light that some of the pebbles for sale were merely dirt clods that had come from Andy Dick's living room and the Nevada desert. A spokesman from NASA has declined to comment. Scientists said that they have yet to find any traces of liquid water on the planet, but they have uncovered what is believed to be traces of a Yiddish-only cafeteria/strip mall. More good news comes as statistics show the United States has far lower unemployment rates than those on the Red Planet, attributed to the fact that there is nothing to do on Mars except for harvest dirt.
Breaking news. In one of the far craters on the Martian surface, NASA believes they have located the remnants of what appears to be Barack Obama's birth certificate. The White House will be issuing a statement.
We return to your regularly scheduled program.
Numerous reporters are claiming to have seen the ghost of Walter Cronkite right here at CBNS&MAC-DCBCN, the Mega Network. I that up. I think I also flubbed on werewolf. Werewolf.
To investigate the situation. I'll bet the machine is in need of service and... What? Here? Then why are my lines over here? This.
I'm coming with you.
You have to stop me. I'm going.
Oh, damn it. Me, I'm sorry. And then it cuts, right?
Clock's ticking.
Sometimes I have a hard time controlling the volume of my voice.
It's getting more and more animated.
He's getting crazy-eyed.
We now return to your regularly scheduled... That's a tough thing to say.
You fucking laughed, man.
I wasn't expecting the owl noises. You can cut that out.
Olympic Committee and organized...
Sorry, I didn't press record before I started.
What did you say about thank you for your professionalism?
These will be the bloopers reel. Yeah. Dance, monkeys, dance!
And that's it for the news here today. We'll be back right after a word from our commercial fucking shit. So let's try that again.
Janet will stab you with her pen by the end of this news broadcast.
All right. And we'll be back after these commercials with the weather, with Janet Wetmeyer. Al Brunt, our former news...
My friend Joey, who shall go nameless, ate all the ingredients to our delicious pizza, egg, what were those? Muffin... Sorry, baby. Let me do this again. I'm not saying on the show that I'm a bitch. You understand? Rhonda, nobody is gonna...
You shit! I thought you had it, man.
Yeah, okay,
I knew right from Rhonda.
Rhonda,
Now let's do it again.
Rhonda.
All right, it's too much directing going on here.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Come on, guys.
I'm getting it. I got it out.
Teaching guys. I am. Why, Billy? Why Ted?
Rhonda.
You assholes! You assholes!